So I have a bit of a story about this book to start off my review. So I had just finished reading Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas, and I was in love with it. And the only book I wanted to read was Crown of Midnight. I didn't want to read anything else. I was just still in a very, Throne of Glass mindset. I just wanted more Selena and Kale, and I couldn't read anything else, but I didn't have Crown of Midnight. And so I stared at my bookshelf and I was like, I don't know if I should read something else that's like fantasy, or if I should read something completely different. And I didn't know what to do because, again, I didn't want to read anything except for Crown of Midnight. So Anthony, my boyfriend, helped me pick out this book from my shelf, First Life by Gina Showalter. And so I was like, okay, I'll give this one a go. And when I was about 40 pages in, I broke down and bought Crown of Midnight, and Heir of Fire, and Queen of Shadows. And I wanted to stop reading this and read Crown of Midnight because I was only 40 pages in, and it was kind of weird at the beginning. And I was like, I feel like I can just stop reading this really easily and read Crown of Midnight and read this some other time because I haven't gotten very far. And Anthony said, no! You made a promise to that book when you opened those pages and started reading the words, and now it's not going to fulfill its book destiny. So then, of course, I felt bad and continued to read this. And I'm so glad that he made me feel bad about not finishing this and made me finish it because it was so good. Oh my god, I loved this book, guys. It was so good. Ugh. Okay, this is a little bit difficult to explain, but I'm gonna try. First Life is about a world where everyone has two lives. Their first life is like our life, a regular human life on Earth, and when you die, then you go into your second life. And in your second life, it's much, much harder to die, and you can live like 1,000,000 years if you want to and if you're careful enough. But also in your second life, you go to a realm either called Troika or a realm called Myriad. And Troika and Myriad have very different views, very different opinions on the way you should live life and the way life should be treated. They have very different beliefs. They have basically a different thing that kind of brings them life. The realm is also like different. It looks different. Things happen differently. And so throughout people's first lives, there are Myriad supporters and there are Troika supporters. And you have to decide before you die if you're going to spend your second life in Troika or a Myriad. And if you don't decide before you die, then you go to a realm called Many Ends, which is basically hell. There are also people from Troika and Myriad whose job is to go to Earth and talk to people before they've decided which side they want to go on to help convince them, show them what Myriad is like and what Troika is like and the benefits of each one. And they also give people deals, like so if someone decides to go with Myriad, Myriad will give them like health benefits and money for school and maybe an apartment and all these great things for their first life for choosing Myriad, and then they can also get good things as well in their second life. So there's aspects like that that help you decide where you're going to live as well. And the realms have been at war with each other since the beginning of time. They both obviously think that their realm is superior and they want to wipe the other one out. And they have armies and everything. And this story is about a girl named Ten who is wanted very, very badly by Troika and Myriad because they each think that she has something special that will help their side win the war. Ten has been pressured for the last like 2 years of her life by her parents to sign with Myriad because they have a deal with Myriad and basically it's going to be broken if she doesn't sign with them as well, but she doesn't know where she wants to spend her second life because since your second life is much, much longer and it's like, you believe this or you believe this. It's very like black and white basically. And she's even accepting the possibility that if she doesn't decide in time that she's going to go to Many Ends. So the story follows Ten, along with Archer, who is a guy from Troika, and Killian, who is a guy from Myriad, and they are both trying to convince her to sign with their own realms, basically so that she can help their realm win. And she's torn between the two worlds, and Many Ends as well, because there's no one from Many Ends who comes to Earth to talk about it, so no one knows if it's real or if it is actually a bad place to go to. She's torn between the two guys, and she's torn between, making her family happy and making herself happy, and there's a lot of really interesting aspects in that part of the story, but also it's really exciting. And it doesn't seem like a story that could be exciting when I just explain it, where it's just two realms want her. But it's so exciting because there's like action and violence and running, and it's amazing. I really enjoyed the world. I thought it was really interesting, and I liked the adventures that 10 went on with Killian and with Archer. I liked Killian and Archer. I liked them both, but I liked Killian a whole lot more. I loved Killian so much. I'm torn between the realms though, because there are good and bad aspects of both. It's really interesting and really exciting, I promise. It's so fast-paced, and I mean, it's violent as well, and it's funny. There's some funny parts. I have the ending, like, I'm so interested to read the second book because I have no idea how she's going to do the thing that she was planning on doing with the decision that she made. It doesn't work at all. But obviously it's going to have to work, or something's going to have to happen because there's another book. But I love this book. It was just very unique, fast-paced, exciting, fun, interesting, great guys. It was great. It wasn't very hard to follow. There was like 2 parts where I went back and reread some parts at the beginning, because once I had a better understanding on the world, I felt like I would be able to go back and reread some things that I was confused about at the beginning, and it would make more sense to me, which it did, which was great. So I recommend this book if you like exciting fantasy-ish stories.